everyone, this is Rashmi Maurya from 12th P. Today I am here to tell you about the first chapter, The Third Level by Jack Finney from English book 12th standard. That is Vistas, which means a beautiful view. Let's begin with a short introduction of the main characters of the story, where the first one is Charlie, who is an ordinary person, likes to collect stamps and desires a peaceful life. And he goes to work like any other regular person. Now here, and the second one is Lucia, who is Charlie's wife, and the last but not least is Sam, who is psychiatrist and also Charlie's friend. He plays an important role in the story and acts as dimension to the story, which justify it to be a science fiction. Let's have a brief intro of the chapter. The Third Level by Jack Finney is the most concise and entertaining story about the time travel and the harsh realities of the war. War has irreversible consequences, thus leaving people in the state of insecurity. It's also about modern day problem and how common people tends to escape from reality by various means. The story also dwells on the theme of escapism, not only as a psychological refugee from grim reality on the present day, but also as a desire to stay with the past or like to alive in the past in the complexity. Now coming to the main part, that is summary. The story revolves around a 31-year-old man named Charlie who experienced something weird. He is convinced that there were three, not just two, levels of the Grand Central Station. Charlie's psychiatrist Sam and also his friend think he is in delusion, waking dream wish fulfillment, and like his stamp collection, a temporary refugee from the reality of the world, which is full of insecurity, fear, war, worry and stress. Charlie describes how one evening while coming home from office, he decides to take subway from Grand Central Station and get lost. He eventually finds himself on a strange third level with spittoons, gas lights, ancient locomotive, and people whose appearance and cloth were so strange. He expresses the entire experience with his psychiatrist friend Sam. He realizes that he has somehow gone back in time, 1890s, a time before the world saw two of its most deadliest war. It is confirmed by the newspaper's lead story of President Cleveland. As soon as he realized what time he is in, he decided to buy 2 tickets to Galesburg, Illinois, one for himself and the other for his wife. Galesburg was a wonderful town with old frame houses, huge lawns and tremendous trees, and people live in peace and harmony. But the clerk won't accept his 1950s currency, so he leaves the station. During his lunch break on the next day, Charlie withdraws all his savings and buy old currencies to buy tickets to Galesburg of 1890s. He went looking for the third level but failed to find it. It worried his wife and the psychiatrist Sam, who told him that he is hallucinating in order to take refuge from the realities and the miseries of the modern world, which is full of worry. Charlie thus resorted to himself to his stamp collection in order to distract himself. Then suddenly one day he finds a letter from his friend Sam, who had gone missing recently. In the letter, Sam wrote that he always wanted to believe in the idea of the third level. And now he is there himself, and he encourages Charlie and his wife Lucia to never stop looking for it. So guys, after reaching to the nice ending of the story, we are moving towards few important questions like, do you think that third level was a medium of escape for Charlie? Why? So the answer will be yes. I think the third level was a medium of escape for Charlie because life in modern world is full of insecurity, war, worries, fear and stress. Man has to confront them all the times. The harsh reality of the life make living quite unpleasant and unbearable. So he wants to escape into a wishful world. Charlie talks to his psychiatrist about the third level in the Grand Central Station. Sam calls it a waking dream wish fulfillment. Charlie possesses his escapist tendency, and and even his stamp collecting was a temporary refuge from the realities. So the second one is, how did Sam reach Galesburg and what did he advise Charlie to do? The answer is, Sam was fascinated by the Charlie description of the Galesburg. He was so burdened by the tensions and stress of the modern life. So he thought of escaping to the peaceful world that is Galesburg. His advice to Charlie and his wife Lucia was that they should also come over to the Galesburg through the third level of the Grand Central Station. Now coming to the last question, does the third level really exist on the Grand Central Station? So in my opinion the answer will be no. There are only two levels. There doesn't exist any third level. Charlie just wants to escape from the modern world, and the writer Jack Finney uses the third level on the Grand Central Station as the medium of escape. At last, by considering that you have ignored my mistakes, I hope it was a little helpful for you. Thanks for watching.